Hi, this is Matt with Navarre training with a JSON design pattern for you. This is the first in a series of these videos. I've been working a lot with JSON lately in classes I've been teaching and projects that I've been working on. And every time I think about a problem, I come up with some more ideas, get ideas from other great developers in the community. This particular example, we're talking about storing metadata for all the record creation. Every time you create a table, you get these fields. You get the ID, and you get creation timestamp and account name and modification information. Let's just talk about the two created fields right now. I usually want a lot more data than this. For example, I might want the UTC time, the server time, and the local time. I might want time and date separately. I for sure want information about if a script was running, when the record was created, and what name that is. How do I do that? First, let's see what it does. So I'll go ahead and click Create New Company. And then on my tab, I have a JSON field in here that stores the information. Okay, let's talk about how this happens. Step one, in my company table, I have a single field that I just call JSON, and it can store any metadata for any purpose. And this purpose we're talking about is all this date data. Secondly, I have a script that runs when I create a record. And what that does is it sets this JSON field upon record creation with all the data that I want. So the timestamp of the host, the UTC time, the local date, the local time, if I even want the local time. So in this case, I actually have the date of the host and the time of the host, but I'm not grabbing the local time, which I could certainly easily add. And then, of course, the other important ones, the account name. Sometimes I like to get the username, which is just the name of the computer set in preferences, because sometimes users share an account and the computer name provides useful information. The privilege set name, because this can change over time and it's very useful to track. And then record ID and record number, which I think is also useful. So that's really simple. And the thing I love about this is if some point in the future you want to change this and add more data or delete data, it doesn't break anything that's already there. So how do you then get data from this and show it, for example, like on a list or on the detail screen? Here's how you do that. I have this layout calculation here, and let's take a look at it. So this just uses a simple JSON get element, and I want to get 3 bits of data, and I want to structure it in a nice, clean text string. So I want to see information like created with the specific data for one record. So if we take a look at that record that I just created, or make a new one, and then we move this to where I want it to be. So I'll put it on maybe down here in the bottom of the JSON tab. This is a previous version I was playing with. It used date.created. Now I'm using a different name structure. And what's great is it's very easy to maintain that. So what this will show is the created by, the account name, on date, at time. Very easy for the user to read and easy to modify and change. Okay, that's my tip. I hope you found this useful, and that's something that you can use today in your solution. Thanks for your time.